Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yep.
So today, we're going to be talking about, well, it's Elon Musk, right?
Yeah.
Always got to talk about Elon.
Of course, yeah. Never a dull moment there.
Never a dull moment. But today, it's kind of a wild one. He's head of the Department of Government Efficiency. I think that's what they're calling it.
OGE.
OGE, yeah. Which I got to give them points for the acronym, right?
I'll give him that.
Definitely memorable.
It's memorable. But so this is all under Trump, right? Musk is like running this whole thing, and we're basing all this on a Politico piece by Jonathan Martin. Really, really insightful stuff. Gets into like what Musk is planning and whether it could all like totally blow up in his face.
Yeah, it could be a train wreck.
Yeah, could be. Which, I mean, that's always on the table with Elon, isn't it?
Seems to be. High risk, high reward.
Exactly. So Martin's big question here is Musk like totally misreading Trump? Like what Trump is actually after?
Yeah. So, okay, let's break this down. Musk, he's seemingly using that same like Twitter playbook, right? But now it's on the entire federal government.
Ah, so big scale.
Big scale. And what does that mean? Sweeping changes, demanding like top performance from everyone.
Yeah.
Moving fast, breaking things.
Very much his style. But yeah, I'm curious how that translates.
Right. Like how does that work in this world? Because that's where things get a little tricky.
Well, I mean, it's potentially a huge culture clash, right?
Ah, I see what yeah.
Martin is pointing out that this whole Musk approach, the excellence, loyalty, hard line on results, it might not actually line up with what Trump actually wants.
Yeah, and Musk isn't exactly subtle about it either, is he? Remember that memo he sent to all the federal employees?
Oh yeah, the one where he lays it all out.
Yeah. It's like classic Musk. Basically he's saying commit to excellence, be reliable, loyal, trustworthy, or get out.
Harsh, but to the point.
Yeah. Sounds familiar, right? Like very Twitter-esque.
Very. Though, this is a whole other ball game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
he's dealing with like a completely different beast here.
Yeah.
And that's what Martin really gets at. He says basically for Trump, it's about the wins.
Yeah.
Right? The big like splashy wins.
The optics.
And good press, of course.
Yes.
The optics.
Yeah.
And maybe actually shrinking the government. Like the ideology behind it all. Maybe that's less important to him than people think.
Maybe less important to him than he says it is.
Right. And this quote from Martin, it really hit me. He says, the president is eager for big, beautiful wins and press coverage of the same, not some conservative ideological project to shrink the federal workforce. Like, whoa.
Strong word.
Yeah. So is Trump just saying what people want to hear?
Well, Martin seems to think so. And he points out all the times Trump has said, like, he's all for cutting government.
Right. And then, like, as soon as there's any pushback from, other Republicans or if the media starts being negative, he backpedals.
So not so committed then.
Not really. Doesn't
Right.
seem like it.
Interesting. And Martin uses this perfect example, too. The whole, federal employees going back to the office 5 days a week thing.
Yeah, Trump's really pushing for that.
Yeah, he is. But, like, does that actually make sense if you're trying to, shrink the workforce? Doesn't seem like it, does it?
It really doesn't. Seems more like you said earlier, an optics thing.
Yeah. It's about, like, control and looking like he's getting stuff done.
Projecting an image.
Exactly. And so then where does this leave Musk, right? Like, where does he fit into all this?
Oh, good question.
Because Martin has this incredible line where he compares anyone who misinterprets Trump's motives to, like, someone being sold a casino on Mars.
Wow. Okay, that's a good one.
Right. Like, they're buying into this whole fantasy, and it's a powerful analogy. It really highlights how important it is to understand those underlying motivations in politics. It's not enough to just listen to what someone is saying. You have to like really dig deeper.
Yeah. What's the why behind the what? Right. And that's what I find so interesting about all this. Like Musk's whole approach to DOGE, it might be based on this fundamental misunderstanding of what Trump really cares about.
Could be a big miscalculation.
Yeah. So then what happens next?
Right.
Like does he adapt his strategy or is his time leading DOGE going to be like really short-lived?
I mean, it's a situation definitely worth keeping an eye on, right? This whole case really highlights, how crucial it is to really understand not just like the what, but the why behind political actions.
It's more than just the words themselves.
Yeah, it's the motivations, the power dynamics, the whole landscape.
Bigger picture.
The bigger picture, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for you listening, I think the big question this raises is like, what does this case study, what does it tell us about leadership, power, political strategy?
Great questions to think about.
Right. It's a really clear example of how misjudging someone's motivations, it can have like huge GE consequences.
Absolutely. A valuable lesson there.
So as you're doing your own deep dives, into whatever topics you're exploring,
Yeah.
keep that in mind. It's not always what it seems on the surface. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep learning.
Keep digging.
Keep digging.
Bye, everyone.